Hi everybody, this is Julia at Dooley's Crochet, aka Julia, and I got tagged by Darla at It's in the Bag with Darla to do a tag, and it's hashtag Random Rusty's Q&A. And I'm going to answer these questions, and then I'll tag a few people at the end. So the first question is, besides yarn, is there anything else you collect? Yes. I collect old wind-up clocks. Old. I got some that's from 1890s, and they're the wind-up clocks, and they chime. And then I collect the old radios, like 50s and 60s, the 30s and 20s. I also collect the old wind-up watchers. I collect unicorns. And I also collect the older Cabbage Patch dolls. And I just thought of something else, but I forgot what it was. Let me see. Well, maybe it'll pop back in my head and I can go back to that one. But number 2 is, what is your most prized possession? Which I did possessions because I have 3. And the first one is my mom's picture of the Lord's Supper. It's in a wooden frame and it's the velvet. But I always told her I wanted it. And she said, well, go ahead and take it. She said, I'm not going to be here much longer, but that's been many years ago. But it hangs in my house, in every house that I live in. And then my mama on my dad's side, she gave me his old Bible story books, the whole collection of the Bible stories. And I used to read them to my son. And then my other one is my son's baby books. I wouldn't part with them for nothing. I have 2. I filled them out all the way, and I've kept them. And those are the 3 things I could not part with. And question number 3 is, name a book or movie that is important to you. My first book that is important to me is the Bible. As you know, I do a daily devotional on my regular videos. But I do read the Bible itself. I have one in every room. And I do read the devotional. And the book is The Wizard of Oz. I don't know if you can tell, but my son bought me this. It's a scarecrow. If only I had a brain. And then he bought me a Dorothy doll. And a Dorothy bobblehead. And a Dorothy pin that has the shoes on it. And I've got the Scarecrow doll, and I have the Tin Man doll. And that's all for that one. And number 4, in how many languages can you say thank you? Gracias, and then thank you in English. What is the most interesting place you have visited? Well, I've lived in Florida, but we didn't visit nothing down there. I lived in Georgia. We didn't go to Six Flags or nothing. The only trip that I remember taking is to the Outer Banks, and I've been twice. I went to Kitty Hawk and Bodie Island. We went and saw all the lighthouses and all that. Are you a morning bird or a night owl? I'm a morning bird. I've always got up at 4:30 or 3 o'clock, somewhere along in there, to get ready for work. Then when I had to stop working, I get up with my hubby every morning, and I get up before he does. On the weekends, I'm always up before he is. My dog don't sleep good, but I was always up before he was anyway. The latest I might sleep is 5:30, 6 o'clock on the weekends. Number 7, Tell us about your animal family. Well, when I first moved in, we had a cat named Sassy. She was my son's cat. And she passed away. She had cancer. And he was just so brokenhearted. So we was at the flea market one day, and I took a liking to a black and tan miniature Dachshund. So he bought it for me. And we had her for 9 years, and she passed away about 4 years ago. Then we got this dog. He'll be 2. He just turned 2. His name is Snoopy, and he's a black and tan beagle. And I keep saying I need to put him in my videos. I'll get him one day. But he's a black and tan beagle. He just turned 2 years old. And then before him, there was a black little kitten, and it was trying to go across the road out here, and people speed down this road, even though we're in the town limits, they speed. Well, it was trying to get across the road, and I seen it, so I went out there and I stopped the traffic, and I was trying to get him to come back on our side, but it wanted to go to the other side, or it was a girl. So I got her across that road, across to the side she wanted to go on. So I come in here, and I had noticed that there was something wrong with its eyes. So I come in here, but he was putting on a dryer belt on the dryer, and I don't think he heard me. So after we got that done, we had went to his mom and dad's. But somehow, when we come back, she had come back across the road and was sitting back here at our back door. And we just come in the house, and he put his stuff down. He went back out there, and he come in there, and he had that little kitten held up like this. He said, "Look, we gotta help it." I said, "Well, I told you that a while ago, but there was something wrong with his eyes." So he wanted to name it Christmas because it was Christmas time when we found her. So I took Epsom salts and I cleaned her eyes out a bunch of times a day. And it had conjunctivitis is what it was. And if I hadn't have done that, it would eventually went blind. But I got her eyes all cleared up, and she stayed in here for a little while, but she would meow all night and all day. And I told him, I said, "She's just not happy in here." I said, "I'm just going to let her go." So I took her collar off and let her go outside, and she's still here. She lays back out in the backyard where it's cool, but if she hears us come out on the front porch, she'll come out. And her and this dog's played together, and they like each other. So the next question is, what show or movie do you rewatch? The Wizard of Oz, Repeat Performance, which is the old black and white movie that comes on Turner Classics. But we did get that movie. It's kind of weird. It's like a noir movie. She keeps reliving her life because she shot her husband, and she keeps reliving her life to try to not to do it. And then The Green Mile, and of course Forrest Gump, like Darla. And then number 9, how do you recharge? Well, I listen to music too, and I sing along with the music. What is your favorite way to travel? Usually I have to do the driving, but I would like to take a train ride somewhere, is what I would love to do. Number 11, do or did you have nicknames? I had quite a few nicknames. My mom and dad and my sisters, they all call me Denise. That's my middle name, and I don't like it, but they call me that. And then I have a cousin that called me Dennis the Menace. And then my hubby's dad, he called me Girl. He knew my name, but he said, "My name, I'm calling you Girl." So he called me Girl. And then my daddy, he called me Daddy's Girl number 1. And that's because there was 3 girls. So he got me a tag that said Daddy's Girl number 1, and it had a unicorn on it because I love unicorns. My sister, Holly, hers is she loves dolphins. So he had Daddy's Girl number 2 and a dolphin. And then my other sister, her name is Emily, and she loves frogs. So he had Daddy's Girl number 3 with the frogs. But I was a tomboy. I always stayed with Daddy. So I was a Daddy's Girl. And then my friends at school, they call me Jules. Alright, number 12. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Usually I'm an extrovert. I talk to everybody. But I noticed that for some reason when I make videos, it's like I'm an introvert. And I don't know why, because usually I'm not like that. And number 13, what was your first official job? My first job was at Rose's in Hickory, North Carolina. If money was no object, this is number 14. If money was no object, how would you spend your day? I'd probably do the same thing I'm doing now, but just order yarn online. If you become the ruler, 15, if you become the ruler of your own country, what is the first law you would pass? The golden rule. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. I told my son growing up, that's what he needed to go by. If he treated everybody like he wanted to be treated, he would get along fine in this world. Okay, number 16. Name something you are proud of. My son. He's graduated high school. He works every day. He pays my car insurance, has it inspected, gets my tag. And like when Loretta Lynn died, he called to check on me. And I didn't even know she had passed because she was my favorite singer. And I didn't even know she had passed, and he told me. And he asked me if I was okay. If I needed him, he would get off work. I said, son, I'm okay. So, but it was Mama G done this tag, so I just wanted to holler her out. And I'm going to tag Dianna at Dianna Knits and Crochets, Teresa at Critters Crochet, Jess at J Hook Magic, Heather at Strings and Threads, and Erin at Crafting Kitty. And I believe that's all I have for right now. When this video is uploaded, I will make another video for Catch Up Monday. And I will read my devotional and show you what I've got done. So I will see y'all in just a bit. And I'll talk at you later.